It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig. You decide when you lose, not other people. And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. Today with Melanie Mack.
Makes your skin soft and...
And in this world of insanity, we are graciously supported by fans of common sense. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome on out to Side Scroller on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Twitch.tv. What's going on, everybody? Hi, happy Tuesday. It's the second day of the year. I'm Stuttering Craig. Good to see everybody. Glad you're here. Hi, Blabs. How are you?
Good. I'm really proud you learned days of the week and all that.
I was thinking about changing the intro. I think I may slowly transition the intro away from the welcome to just like the day of the week. Like, it is Tuesday, January 2nd, and kind of go so everybody knows what day it is.
Yes, most adults do, yes.
Most. You'd be surprised how many don't. It's crazy.
True.
Yeah, it's nuts. Speaking of an adult who doesn't know what day it is, it's Melanie Mack.
Hi! Do you know the days of the week, Melanie?
Usually not. Usually I wake up, I swear, it's like the being on schedule for Side Scrollers and Geeks and Gamers stuff. That's what keeps me knowing what day of the week it is. Otherwise, I'm clueless.
Let's go. Love it. The adulting is hard.
It is. It all blends together when you make content as your job, and it's like, okay, I stream, make YouTube videos. I don't need to know what day of the week it is.
Right. It's weird how that works out. Blabs, as you become full-time YouTube person, like has your schedule done that to you to where you're like, I don't know what day it is.
Like we're not streaming or something.
Yeah.
Then it gets messed up. But no, I'm pretty consistent with my days. I always do stuff on like certain days. Like Christmas messed me up because Christmas was on a Monday, and I'm like, what day is it? I don't know.
That
it was
really
like 1 day behind. I was like, wait, it's Friday, not actually Saturday. I'm so confused.
I was the day after Christmas. I was like, we should be doing a show today. I was like ready to go. I was like, I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready to do a show. I was looking on, I saw Pat McAfee was doing a show, and like Geeks and Gamers were doing their show, and I was like, I should be doing a show right now. And I was like, the entire day and pretty much the entire week. I was talking about this yesterday with Blabs. But yeah, we're glad to be back, ready to roll. We had a great show yesterday with Razor. We have a big show every day this week, man. We got a lot of great folks on the show. We have our regular cast. Obviously, we talked about how you're going to be joining us on Tuesdays and Fridays this year, which is great. Pretty awesome.
So excited.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be good. As Almond John, by the way, over on Rumble says, Melanie, did you persuade Craig to start standing now?
All me. That was all me, right? I'm just happy I'm not the only one standing now. I don't stand alone anymore. Blabs, you're next. We're going to get you on a standing desk by the end of the year.
You'll never get me on a standing desk like ever. Sorry.
They don't make them that small, that petite.
I'm 5'4". I'm not a midget.
You can just stand on your regular desk. It'll work.
Oh, wow.
Stand up.
And you're swinging at me.
Wow. Love it.
Watch yourself, Missy.
You little, what was that movie back in like the late or maybe early 2000s? Was it Coyote Wild? Remember that movie?
Oh,
Melanie,
I remember that.
Where they're like dancing
Jessica
on the
Alba
bars.
in it. Yeah.
That's going to be Blabs.
I've never danced on a bar table. I'll just say that.
What about a bar?
No.
Okay.
Speakers, yes.
Had to think about it.
Okay.
Speakers, yes. The
Coyote
bar tables,
Ugly.
no.
There you go. Well, look, we got a great week ahead of us. We are growing like a weed, continue to grow as we move into 2024. I want to remind you guys, you can follow us over at rumble.com/sidestrollers. Hit the follow button over there. Join us. And if you're so inclined, become a member over there, as 100% of your membership goes to us, which is like spectacular. Whereas, like YouTube, it's like 70%. Twitch, it's like 50%. So come on over and join us over on Rumble, which is great. Hit the follow button over there. We also have an X account at Side Scroller Pod, which you can join us over there and get updates on guests and clips of the show and all sorts of stuff like that. We also have an Instagram, don't we, Blabs?
We do, and we're almost close to 1,050 followers. So if you are feeling like one of the 6 people that make us to 50, do it.
Love that. Love that. We're also live over on Kick, which I got a text from Desiree. Obviously super talented pianist or how do you say it again?
Musician.
Musician. Super talented young lady who also is a beekeeper. And which I bet you guys didn't. I know Blabs, you knew, but Melanie, I don't know.
She sent me some honey. She actually sent me some.
Then you know,
See,
Liberty.
we
honey.
all got honey.
Yeah.
No. But she's like, hey, I got to fill you in on some stuff going on in the Kick, so I'm going to catch up with her later today, which will be great. Yeah, I guess that's it.
I want to be in the know. You tell me later.
Nope. Sorry, Blabs.
Bullshit.
Sorry. We can also listen to the show on Spotify, the audio version of the show. I'm going to tell you this right now. There will be a day. I've said from the start that this show will be the #1 video game and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. And there will be a day where I ask you guys, everybody, to go on Spotify or Apple Podcast or whatever service we decide. And we're going to destroy the ratings and commenting. And we're going to just skyrocket up the charts and pass every single podcast out there because they need to know we're here and we're here to stay, which is going to be great.
All right.
Just letting you know. Our goal, as always, is, we changed it. We've upped it. We're now going for 400 likes instead of the mere 300. It's a new year, new goal. And as always, we try to get to 20 memberships every single show. Can we do it? I think we can. 20 memberships today. Let's get on it. Doggone it, Cam. Join the 60,600 subscribers to the channel and hit the subscribe button if you're new. We'd greatly appreciate that. Today, I will not be playing video games over on the Side Scrollers Plays channel as I'm doing that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So, yes, but if you want to, you can follow us over there. Melanie, do you have anything that you'd like to talk about before we get into all this?
Not really. I mean, I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season and are getting back on track with things smoothly as I'm trying to do.
Well, today is kind of like the returning of the workday for a lot of folks.
It is for me too.
Yeah, it was.
I had a nice big break there.
It's a long one, man. It felt like it was going forever. And this year we have the leap year. So we have February 29th this year, and it'll push Christmas to Wednesday, which is weird. So we're just going to skip a Tuesday. So,
okay.
Yeah, do you see Blab's brain break right there? What?
She's like,
how does that happen? Ridiculous.
You saw nothing.
We all saw it. It's crazy. Hey, the Worthy One started us off today with the $10 direct donation, or $10 super chat. Says, hey, Craig, when it comes to their in-ring work, which wrestler do you prefer? Bryan Danielson, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, CM Punk, or Kenny Omega? Thank you very much for that great question, and I appreciate you asking my thoughts on wrestling and wrestlers. I prefer Bryan Danielson's style of work, personally, over any of those guys. Of those 5 that you gave me, CM Punk I like the least. Samoa Joe, shortly, if I was to rank them from 5 to 1, I would go CM Punk, Samoa Joe, Kenny Omega, AJ Styles, Bryan Danielson in that order. Thank you very much.
I would go Nacho Libre.
Nacho. Love it. Now, I will say that Samoa Joe does do some outstanding things where he just doesn't sell for people, and that's really great. I love that. Running on Empty came in with a $2 direct donation. Says, for insight on the localization / anime dub controversy, reach out to Hiker Girl on Twitter. She writes for Bounding into Comics and is well informed. I tried sending this on YouTube Super Chat, but it wouldn't go through. Well, Running on Empty, I'm glad that you pointed that out. We actually will have somebody who's very informed in this area. We're going to be joined by Ivan here in a little bit as well. Is that right, Blabs?
Correct. He's in Mexico right now, so his internet may be a little bit spotty, but he'll be here in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about this anime controversy today, and this is really fascinating stuff. As somebody who is not into anime really at all, I look at this from a distance and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So we're getting into that today. We got a Steamboat Willie horror game that has been announced already, and a movie.
But there's like so many.
Well, we got all sorts of stuff. Listen to this. This is insane. A kid for the first time ever has beat Tetris. Did you know you could beat Tetris?
Whoa, what?
Tetris has been beaten. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, which is mind-blowing to think about. And you know what the craziest thing about it is? He's
What?
13 years old.
Oh,
Well, it's going to be
wow. There is
Wow.
hope for the young generation yet.
awesome. Right, exactly. We're also going to be talking about Baldur's Gate and nudity, which is always fun. And some news on Shigeru Miyamoto. If you're scared if he's going away, well, I got some news for you in just a little bit. But first,
I got news for you.
I got news for you that I'm reading from the internet. Jose Otaku says, you guys wear shades for Razor Fist, but don't stand for Melanie. Let's go. Get some standing desk. Happy New Year. Oh, I'm standing
That's right.
in unison.
I stand for no one.
Fight the
Blab.
system, Blab.
B. Hamilton says 2024 is going to be wild. Thank you for whoever gifted me the sub yesterday. This chat is lit. Have a great New Year, everyone. That's right. We got the most welcoming, generous community on the internet right here. I love it. Thank you very much. Cesario came in with a 5, says, I love how Jamie Marchi is constantly digging the grave of localizers with each tweet she makes. Pride before fall and all that jazz. Yeah, we're going to get into Jamie Marchi in a little bit. Remember that name, ladies, as we dig in today. Alan came in with a 199, says, hail all. Hail, Alan. Hello.
Alan!
Good to see you, Alan.
One of these days, Craig is going to see the BBC skit of the whole Alan thing.
I will not.
I will show it to you.
Shane says, I'm calling it now. Side scrolls will surpass both Nerdrotics and the gorgeous Brazilian singer to where they will have to do a Bon Jovi duet. Oh, my gosh, that's great. Shane, thank you very much. In a decade and a half when we pass them.
Speaking of Dan, he texted me this morning saying he dreamt about me that I had moved to India. And he was very upset and he wanted to tell me not to move to India. And I'm like, the fuck?
Well, that was
right?
very nice of him to tell you not to move there. You don't want to do that as a
he's
woman,
like, my
usually.
entire family moved there. Like, my family, not his family. I'm like, okay. That's what I thought, Craig. I was like, the fuck?
He's looking out for you. That's great.
In his dreams?
Yes.
Who does that? Who
He was
dreams
looking
about
out
someone
for you
moving
to text
India?
you that he dreamed that. He's like, whoa, I better let her know so she does not do something like that.
It wasn't even on my list of places to move to, I'll be honest.
Well, now it's definitely not.
Now it's crossed off. Dan said, no, can't go.
Dan, listen, I'm going to say right now, like I just a little note for Dan, probably shouldn't like just wake up and text somebody and be like, hey, I was dreaming about you. You know, like,
right? It's like,
generally just like kind of keep that to yourself. You know?
That's what I do.
when he texted me that, I was like half asleep too. I'm still in bed. I was like, the fuck, man?
Sounds
not good.
funny.
Not good.
Wow. You've been dreaming about, hey, Dan, I've been dreaming about you. Don't move to Africa. Extra Zero says, Craig's feelings on Samoa Joe are a lot more positive than Scott Steiner's. Hail and Happy New Year, G2s. Hey, thank you so much, Extra Zero. That's right. That's right. Scott, good old Scott Steiner. Sailor Dream came in at the 499, says, shout out to my homeboy, Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus. Mr. Zeeb says, also, should also watch the PC game Mouse trailer if you have it. It's an FPS shooter. Looks great. 1 minute trailer. Yeah. Well, so here's the thing, and we're going to talk about, well, I can't. Okay. Maybe we'll get to it. Blab, see if you can find the Mouse trailer for PC. Because there's a lot of things.
Is that actually Mickey Mouse, public domain Mickey Mouse now in that game?
Oh, maybe that is the one that I found. No, that's not the one I found. I found a game called, where is it?
I mean, there's a trailer out like a minute long, but it's from 3 weeks ago. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. Yeah. The one I was looking for is called Infestation 88. We're going to talk about that here in just a minute.
Is that like an infestation of mouse?
Yes.
That's creepy.
Zachary Moss says, you've already had him on, but Nick Rekieta has had a run-in or two on Twitter with Jamie Marchi before. Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you. Appreciate that, Zach. And Push-Ups came in, says, why is there a periodic table behind the old guy? Keep calling me old.
Push-Ups is always snarky all the time.
And Almond John came back with another 3 over on Rumble. Says, I remember Jamie Marchi. She's one of the prominent voice actor/actresses that went after good old Vic Mignogna back in 2019.
Oh.
Hashtag I stand with Vic. Well, there you go. I guess we'll get into that in just a few minutes. But once again, I encourage everyone to hit the thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate that. Blabs, whose birthday is it? I see you saying.
Luchario Stormblade 007 says, "Hey, Stuttering Craig and Blabs and everyone. My birthday was the 30th of December. May I get a birthday shout out from Stuttering Craig?" So I said happy birthday to him.
Absolutely not. No, of course. Happy birthday. Let's go. Thank you, Lucario. All right. Let's get into it. Ladies, it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Hard News. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Me in the Movies, for that wonderful intro. All right, ladies. So, the big news yesterday was that Steamboat Willie hit the public domain. Now, not the trademark, but the public domain. And that was a really interesting thing to see. You saw all sorts of things hit the internet, hit Twitter. And it was like, well, just wait. The floodgates are going to open and we're going to see Steamboat Willie and all sorts of things. And my, oh my, it has begun. If you recall, we saw the Winnie the Pooh horror movie that was released a couple of years ago. And I don't think it was ever really thought of as like a great movie by any means, but just the idea, it was like a novelty. The idea of like, hey, it's Winnie the Pooh. This lovable, fun character is now murdering people and stuff, right? Well, guess who's back again? It is Steamboat Willie in the
Shady Willie.
Shady Willie, huh?
Yeah.
Steamboat Willie has made his way into Infestation 88, which never heard of this before, but this was just announced and was released. A trailer was released one day ago. It is number 28 trending for gaming on YouTube with 633,000 views. Let's add a few to it right here as we're going to check out this trailer. As guess who's back? It's Steamboat Willie. Here we go.
Hey there. Thanks for coming out. We've got a bit of an infestation here at the storage facility. I thought it was just rodents, but there's something else in here. There's nests everywhere. We tried to take care of it ourselves, but things have escalated. Exterminators are our last hope. Please, help us before.
What do y'all think of that?
Fuck no.
That is creepy.
No.
I'm kind of here for it, though. I think that sounds like a pretty good Halloween game.
Oh, well, sorry. It's releasing in January. I was like, no, I don't. Like, it's crazy
it's
that
releasing this month?
No. I'm
or
just
January
kidding.
of next year? Oh, okay.
No, I don't know, but that's crazy to see. Let's continue.
Okay.
Did you see Steamboat Willie go over there and wreck him from behind? Oh, look at that. That sounded really dirty, by the way. Check this out. Watch the background, Blabs. Watch back here. Whap! Whap!
Damn.
Not that Nicki Minaj whap right there.
Yeah.
No.
They actually did that, which is insane.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh. This is giving some like Five Nights at Freddy's vibes too. It's with like the art design and that security camera shot. At least I wonder what kind of role if that will actually play a role in the game.
It's interesting because you could make this game with, I don't know, lizards or dragons or Five Nights at Freddy's like animatronic people or whatever. But choosing to go with the Steamboat Willie aesthetic actually like it does make it more creepy. Not only is it like there's this novelty to it, but it is like legitimately creepy that he's this like mouse.
It is. And just black and white, like in that traditional black and white coloring as well.
Yeah, it's just insane to think about. Blabs, any interest in checking out Infestation 88?
No, unless it's like for Halloween and the point is to scare the crap out of me on stream, then that will totally work. But what it did remind me of when they were saying exterminate was Doctor Who. with the Daleks. Exterminate. I'm like,
okay.
ugh. So yeah, no, hard
And
pass.
I also oddly got a little bit of Power Wash Simulator vibes from it, except it's just poison stuff. I think they could have really also if this were me, if I were to say, hey guys, let's make some changes here, I would lean into that old school black and white vibe
Noir,
and make it all in the old school times instead of like modern times and then there's a black and white Steamboat Willie chasing you. Just make it all black and white, make it all old school in that time period. I think that would be pretty intense.
Well, what's interesting here is that when you look at the security camera footage, you actually notice that it is from October 13th, 1988. That's the time frame of this. So you can see it down here in the corner, which is, interesting.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, taking place at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I guess it probably has some sort of Five Nights at Freddy vibe to it. The idea that, that there's this Mouse King running amok. It seems
my stance on this is like that thing with Britney Spears. Leave Willie alone. That's my stance. Leave him alone. Yeah, I don't want to see scary stuff.
Blabs. Of course, the first thing they're going to do with Steamboat Willie. That's the first thing they're going to do. Ridiculous.
That was funny because Adam Krigler had the Steamboat Willie template, meme template thing set up and had a bunch of people submit their things. And of course, I used my favorite word. It's kind of a hit.
The unsuitable word for YouTube, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, several people have mentioned checking out Mouse, including Joe. Joe says you need to check out the game trailer for Mouse. It's Doom meets Cuphead. Well, I also have it pulled up, Labs.
Oh, well, fine. I had it pulled up ages ago. That's cool.
Oh.
Let's check out. Way to go, Blabs. What a star, huh? Can I get some just stars in the chat for Blabs, please? Just let her know. Let her know what a star she is, everybody. Which is great. Here we go. Let's check it. By the way, Ivan is hanging out with us. Ivan, we see you.
Ivan's taking a stroll.
Ivan's in the green room over there. Just hang tight, buddy. We're gonna get to the story in just a minute. Here is the game Mouse. So let's check this out. This looks really fun. Let's go.
Oh, decapitated.
Oh no. Oh, finger guns. Let's go.
This looks legit. This looks really good. I 1000% would play that.
Wow, that's great. Yeah,
that's just like fun. I miss like a good fun FPS that's not just trying to be another Call of Duty or Battlefield or something. Like Time Splitters is probably my favorite FPS ever. I like a good fun FPS game, and this looks great.
It does look really fun. Like the art style is what draws you in, obviously, but it's going to come down to gameplay. But hey, any game where you can shoot people with your fingers, I'm on board.
I like the animation for sure, but I don't know. I can't get past shooting Disney characters that I grew up with as a kid. But it kind of gives me like Epic Mickey vibes. If you ever played that game, it was like destroying creatures and all that with paint, right? So it's kind of like that meets Cuphead. Whoever said Cuphead is very true. Same style of animation.
Well, it's different. It's a different kind of paint in this movie.
Yes, thanks, Craig.
Like it's and by paint you mean like blood.
Ammo.
Yeah.
Die, everybody! Die! Die! Blah, blah, blah. There's your paint.
I love it.
It's not for me. No. I will be shooting Willie.
I think it's actually really important, Blabs, to hurt your soul a little bit more. And here we go. Let's watch it in slow-mo here.
All right.
No. Hard press.
Sun Wuku came in with the 5. Said, thank you very much, Sun Wuku. Says, why are there over 800 people watching and do so few, I guess, and so few thumbs up / likes? Well, now we have almost 1,200 people watching. So let's get those rookie numbers up. Let's go, Sun Wuku. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Let's get to our 400 goal. Dan came in, wanted to let everybody says, guys, please tell Blabs not to move to India.
Blabs, don't do it. Don't do it.
I guess not. I mean, I really love Indian food and culture, but I guess I won't be going.
Oh, Mom was just telling me about this story. Apparently, it happened a while ago, but Netflix had like a documentary thing about it, where this guy in India who was a menace and kept doing unspeakable things to women as well as murdering them and stuff.
Yeah.
And beating up dudes everywhere. This guy was a menace, just doing it constantly, and the police weren't doing anything about it. So like 200 of the women got together and with knives and turned them into hamburger meat. So
that's in India?
Yes.
Labs.
Justice.
Yeah.
Man, let's
Just-
go.
Maybe I
Let's go
should
with
go
that
to
girl
India.
power. Man, that's
Girl
crazy.
power.
Wow, girl power indeed. That's awesome. I mean, you know, somebody was murdered and stuff, but you know, you get what you
deserved
it.
say. So right.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine?
Dan's
Like-
like see?
Like, let's just say that guy's he woke up in the morning and he's like, let's say he's at a coffee shop, right? He's drinking his coffee and he's thinking about what horrible things he's going to do that day. And then he turns around and he looks down this alley and he just sees like 200 women coming down the street with their knives. And it's like, and at that point, we knew we fucked up.
Yeah.
That's right. But hey, Blabs, you move where you want to. You
Thanks,
go wherever
man.
you want to. Okay.
Yeah, you
Whether-
can't tell me what to do, Daniel.
Danny boy.
Blabs
boy.
is pretty tough. Blabs, you're tough. I think you can.
Push-ups says, or maybe that's a pride flag. Mel Duck. Thank you, Push-ups. Appreciate that. Hal says, I'm kind of tired of this formula, to be honest. Take something cute / wholesome and make it violent. Robot Chicken, Newgrounds, etc. It's just lazy.
I think I'm stuck in the Newgrounds era. I loved that. I loved those times.
I do like the idea. I mean, yes, it is at this point. It's the novelty of it is kind of wearing off. I don't think it's lazy. I just think the novelty's worn off.
Well, I mean, how many people are gonna make like horror games and horror movies of Steamboat Willie? That's all they're doing. It's
Well,
like
of
there's
course.
so much you could do.
It's the lowest hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that's the thing. And horror movies are traditionally cheaper than regular movies. You know, like you got to pay for less cast because they end up dying off. No, but
They all die.
It's the
Less
exact
overhead.
opposite. Yeah, exactly. So it's the exact opposite of what the character is, which is kind of what people are into, you know. Cryptic says, I don't want to steamboat anybody's Willie. Cryptic, good on you. Good on you. Push-up says, best FPS is COD Black Ops. Fucking commies. There you go. Let them know push-ups. And Kinetic gifted out 1 membership today. Puts us at 1. Let's go. Thank you so much, Kinetic. Appreciate your support. Miku says, go to India, Blabs. The number 2 streets are wonderful. Just all poop all over the place, I guess.
I mean, you could just go to San Francisco for that.
I know.
Hey, dude came in with the one over on Rumble. Says Blab should play Bat Metal 2. It's an unofficial music video for the Death Clog song that has the Bat family saving Aquaman from Ariel and the SpongeBob characters. Huh. Well, thank you, dude. Appreciate
What the
that.
hell?
Yeah,
That's very
crazy.
funny.
Lucario came in with the $5 direct donation. Says Mouse gave me Toot Bromstein vibes from Drawn Together. Oh yeah, Drawn Together. That was pretty good. I guess in a way you could consider it Betty Boop vibes. Yeah, that does kind of have like a Betty Boop.
I love Betty Boop. She is so cute.
So classic. All right. Let's get into our main story today. We got Ivan hanging out in the background. Let's bring him on in. He looks like he's in some sort of crazy field somewhere.
Hi, Ivan.
It's just Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean,
Is that what
granted-
Mexico looks like?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Look, we have pavement and trees.
Breaking
And
news, everybody. Breaking news.
That's about it.
Mexico has pavement. It's not all just it's not all dirt roads like you see in the movies, kids. All right.
Legit.
All right, so let's get into this story that is our lead one today. I'm very excited. to talk about this because I have been fascinated about this. We talked about it briefly yesterday with Razor, but I got more into it. And I think I'm more just kind of shocked that this is happening at all. As somebody who is not into the anime scene really at any iota, it's just kind of shocking to me that this has gotten to this level. But at the same time, it makes sense. And what I'm talking about, and there's a YouTuber named Rev Says, and Rev has been kind of the one spearheading this thing, and this has not been something that like it's really kind of gained light in the last couple weeks apparently, but this has been something that Rev has been pointing out for years. I looked on his YouTube channel, and there's lots of videos about this. What I'm talking about is this localization effort where when these animes are created, they are then sent over. They're created in a Japanese language, and then they were dubbed over to the English language and English translation. They're localized. As you see this in video games, you see this in all sorts of art. I'm sure you obviously see this when an American movie gets brought over to China, right? They change they localize the language. Ivan, you're pretty familiar with this process. Kind of walk me through this really quick before we get into what we're talking about.
Okay, so pretty much whenever you receive, name the country, an anime, the anime gives certain permissions, whether to localize it or not to, or just like a literal translation. So that happens all over the place, and all the countries get a certain amount of leeway to modify certain things. Like, for example, if the line in the US says heads up, translating that to Spanish would not make sense. So they would like adapt it for something that would be of equivalent measure per se. And that's the way with anime. They're like, hey, I know we have some things that are very local to Japan. So just make sure that you give the same meaning in your own language, in your own lingo, without modifying the overall message or anything. There's more leeway in comedies, but still the same rule applies. So at the end of the day, the entire like objective is to never deter from the story unless given absolute permission to. And so far, out of the entire pantheon of anime, there has only been one case where the US was allowed to change every single line of dialogue, and the anime is called Ghost Stories. But it only because it was a massive flop in Japan, and they did not care at all to what happened to the anime per se. So they're like, hey, just keep kind of the same characters and everything, change all the lines of dialogue if you want, and that's it. But that was the only one exemption to the rule. Other than that, everything must stay within the parameters of the story.
Okay, so these things are the animes are brought over. They're given to a company to localize them, and what you've seen here is what's kind of been pushed to the forefront. And like I said, I watched Rev talk about this, and this is the example that Rev gives the most because it's the easiest to understand. Now, Rev had a video, and by the way, I've invited Rev to come on the show. Would love to have Rev on to talk about this more in depth. I haven't heard back, but if Rev would like to, we'd obviously love to have him. With that said, this is kind of like the lowest hanging fruit, I would say, of this. And this is the example that a lot of people are seeing here. You've seen a lot of people react to this online to where there's differences between the pretty much what the subtitles were and then the actual Funimation dub of it. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know the first thing about anime. Just the idea that this is happening, though, is very typical of today's society and the culture of today's society. So these are two characters. Are you familiar with these characters, Ivan? And this is from the anime
Dragon Maid, isn't it?
Dragon Maid.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite animes, to be honest with you. So yeah, okay. I was shocked when I heard this.
Okay, so these are two characters. Who are these two characters? This is Toru and Luca. Is that right?
Lukoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the main subs reads, "What's with that outfit?" And then she responds with, "Everyone was always saying something to me, so I tried toning down the exposure. How is it? And then she responds with, you should try changing your body next. Okay. And it'll make more sense when we watch the clip here in a second. But the Funimation dubs was, what are you wearing that for? And she responds with, oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I changed clothes. And she responds with, give it a week, they'll be begging you to change back.
Wow.
And here it is in actual living color for you.
What are you doing here, Lukua? To see you and bring these. Want some snacks? Duh, thank you. What are you wearing that for? Oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves. So I changed clothes. Give it a week, they'll be begging you to change back. Huh?
So there you go. Like,
wow. I know they've started doing stuff like that, even in some sub localization as well. Even if you read the subs, you're not safe at this point because they've changed some with in recent times with things like that and trying to insert. I believe one of them had a toxic masculinity line in it. That was obviously not in the Japanese. So it's like we've seen this with video games, just constantly getting all this woke ideology inserted into it. And we had anime though. That was our like, all right, well, we got anime. Now not even anime is safe.
Well, what's crazy about this is, the person that everybody points to is this Jamie Marchi person. Jamie Marchi is I've been following Flash. I've watched a lot of videos on this in the last couple of days. And Yellow Flash, he comes on the show pretty frequently. He's done a lot of stories about this as well, and a lot of videos in the last couple of days about this. She was asked about this, Jamie Marchi, about this at an event, the criticism that of changing these lines. And I think this interaction really goes a long way as far as the thought process of why she would make these changes. So I just want to watch this clip here. This is from the Doctor over on X. It says, hey, Flash, now that we're talking about anime localizers, let's remind the world about how the Dragon Maid translator Jamie Marchi responded to criticism. The insanity in this clip is beyond human comprehension. So let's go and watch this, ladies. Melanie, have you seen this yet?
I have not.
Okay, let's check this out.
And I appreciate it.
Well, I'm kind of scared to ask this question now because I don't want to bring them in the room.
By the way, look at this guy over here on the right. Like, just like you can tell, he's like,
yeah.
He knows
totally
he has
nervous.
Totally nervous because he's approaching this women full of this panel full of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 women. He's the guy, and he's he's the white guy. He's the guy, So here we are. He's gonna ask this question. Here we go.
So this is more directed at Jamie, but all of you can answer.
Go, Jamie, go. I'm excited about it.
I'm ready to bring down the room. Let's do it.
We need a spotlight.
So Funimation has come under, let's call it, criticism for how they choose to adapt their scripts for
like
a couple of
unnecessary
shows.
hate. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
You hear the condescending nature right up the bat.
They're not even hearing him out. They keep talking over him. He hasn't even gotten his point out yet.
The idea that he said Funimation has been put under criticism, and she said, yes, unwanted hate or unnecessary hate. It's like, what? How does that even happen? Let's go and continue here.
Adapt their scripts
Oh,
for
like
a couple of
unnecessary
shows.
hate. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. And a lot of that I feel is directed at you unfairly.
Thank you.
By the way, I love you. I just want to tell you that I love you.
I hate their voices. Like, that's rich from me with my mosquito voice, but they sound so snotty and bratty, and this is why people hate white women. Thanks.
Yeah. Here we go.
So how would you like to respond to that kind of criticism?
By the way, I love you, and if you'd like to see me in my hotel room later, I'd really love to hang out with you.
Simp. We need like PewDiePie going simp.
Right.
Criticism, like, I have a vagina. Deal with it.
This is her response.
How would you like to respond to that kind of criticism?
To the criticism, like, I have a vagina. Deal with it. Like, it's honestly,
So there you go. That's her response.
that's the truth. I am a woman. I am a funny woman. We are all talented, funny, powerful Women, we are out
Debatable.
here. It's going to happen. Deal with it. I'm sorry you're not getting laid. It's not about you. Move on. That's my reaction.
All right.
That
There are
is
a lot of-
cringe. That is so cringe. Why is everything always, oh, you backlash on any sort of thing? And in this case, some big changes that are being changed on these localizations and these messages that are being put in there that originally weren't. And why is the rebuttal always, oh, you hate women. Oh, it's because you hate women. You just hate women. You can't get laid. You hate women. And so crass and vulgar about it too. It's like, my goodness.
And let me remind you that in most anime conventions, the attendees to those type of panels are usually like 50-50 of underage and people of age.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of children in that panel looking up at the voice actors. And to that response, it's like it's not for her either. Even if she's the director or the producer of the dub, her job is literally to just translate. The dialogue has already been established. So it's not for her, even though she's like, clearly, because I voiced this character or because I'm producing the dubbing for this show, I can do whatever the fuck I want, which is not true.
I think that when they say when there's criticism, right? Shouldn't you just be doing your job instead of trying to inject your personal thoughts into everything? And that's the whole idea, right? Is that you need to be doing your job. And when you don't do your job and you don't translate it properly, like at no point in there is there anything about the patriarchy. At 0 point in this, how can you possibly translate this to that? That's the most fascinating thing about this. And when you look at this, you wonder, how, number one, how long this has been going on. Because the job of a translator, I would imagine they can read both languages and that's the idea. Now, a lot of this, the reason why a lot of this has really come to, bubbled up to the top is there's a lot of talk about AI taking over the translation roles. And that's kind of the scary nature, because the American translators and localizers haven't done a good enough job apparently. So these Japanese companies are saying, well, we'll just have AI do it and you're not going to mess with our work. Ivan, do you know anything about this at all?
Yes, actually. Several studios have noticed that the US have been taking a lot of liberties, and which is interesting because I tried to find the same scenario in Mexico, for example, because a lot of anime that I watch is dubbed in Spanish, Latin American Spanish. So I have cross-referenced the difference between English and Spanish dub, and the Spanish one completely respects the Japanese one, and the English takes a lot more liberties, like a lot. Like there's a scene in one, I think it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where the line is just like, "Here I come with my mighty power," and the English is like, "What's up, my non-binary bitches? Here I come," or something like that. And it's like, what the fuck? So
wow.
definitely Japan has noticed that the US is taking unnecessary steps, and because of that, they are turning into AI to kind of mold some of the voices and just be that, because they do feel disrespected. They feel like their work is being insulted, and that is the number one thing. I mean, I saw a comment from an animator not too long ago. I think it was like 2 days ago, where he said that it's sad that they might take jobs away from the industry in the US for anime and have to turn to AI. But it's like they feel like their hands are tied, because it's like you're creating a piece, they're putting it, for the world to see, and they want to see the reaction from the people to your work, but they cannot receive that because the work has been modified. So it's not like they really want to, it's that they feel tied to.
Yeah, and I agree with that decision at this point, because normally, and I'll be the first to say, I don't want to see AI taking a bunch of people's jobs, but if they're not doing their jobs right, got to do what you got to do.
Now you may be saying to yourself, hey, maybe she's not intentionally doing this. Well, let me point you to this tweet from October 20th, 2019, where she says, just remember, if there are any line changes on any anime, any script, anything ever that offended anyone who ironically uses the terms like SJW and feminist agenda, I wrote them. I wrote them all.
These type of people are insufferable, and they have infested the gaming industry, the comic book industry, even a lot of Hollywood, especially nerd space, like those comic book movies and stuff, to where they care more about adding their feminist agenda than they do the actual property. And that looks bad on us girl nerds too, because these girls, we need more girls in the nerd spaces, this, that, and the other that they want to say, but they don't even care about video games. They don't care about anime. They don't care about any of this stuff. They care more about hijacking it and changing it more than anything. And then once they run it to the ground, then they bounce. Look at Anita Sarkeesian. She grifted on it, dropped a bomb. Honestly, a lot of her initiative had a huge negative impact in the industry when they started consulting her for games and stuff, and her message. And then she's like, all right, I'm done here.
It's crazy to see. It really is. And I think that's the most fascinating thing about this. And you would look at this, and this lady, Jamie Marchi, she was the one who's like, it's unnecessary hate, right? Well, this is like, you remember when did the whole pronoun rant, and it went viral, and everyone's like, why are you so upset about something that doesn't matter? And then everybody everybody kept tweeting about it because it didn't matter so much to them that they just had to keep talking about how much it didn't matter to them, right? Well, for something that doesn't matter, I mean, literally right now, as we're doing this show, she is going crazy on Twitter. Like she's tweeting every like minute. She's tweeting. She's out there talking blah 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 and trying to defend. It doesn't matter to me.
Just get fired, or why? Like,
for real,
don't use this woman, right? Like, or sue, because you're modifying someone's work. You're changing stuff that shouldn't be changed. Isn't that like something you can sue? I don't know the rules. I don't know.
At
the
least fire her.
Genuine question. Yeah, or like get rid of her.
At the very
hire
least,
someone who is actually competent and will respect the work and the lore and continue and just translate as it's supposed to be.
Yep. And this hurts women.
The problem with the suing thing is that I don't think it's so new, and there's so many rules about it yet to actually construct, like a suing measure, like you're clearly breaking the laws or something, because Japanese studios, like I said, they do tend to give a little bit of leeway for the translation to be more local to the country that they're providing to. So I'm pretty sure these people are really taking not just the hand, but also the legs, and taking a lot of liberty. So Japan is obviously taking measures, and if there's any kind of solace, I guess, in the meantime, the subtitles are approved in Japan most of the time. So it's literally just the dubbing. You look at the subtitles, the sub version of the animes, and you're not going to see those that agenda injected into it. So it's literally just the voice acting, which I think is really funny and kind of ironic, because they're not even the main characters or the main like picks. They're just the dubbing of someone else's work, and they have this high horse of I'm almighty and I can do whatever I want, where literally their job is to be someone else's work from another country.
Right, and that's the whole idea, right? The idea of a translation is that you're supposed to get it as close to the original source as possible, right? If it's from a numbers perspective, is that if it's 5, you don't put 3. If it's 5, you put 5. So and going back to this idea, like people are, well, this was in 2017. What's it matter? It matters because it matters for a number of reasons. Because if you did this once, it's probably in a number of different things, right? And it shows that you're not capable of doing your job in a responsible way. That's the issue. And for me, this is like one of those things where you look at it and you say, like, you absolutely should be fired immediately. If you can't do your job and do it responsibly, like, that's a huge responsibility. And you feel the need to take your personal thoughts on things and inject it into this someone else's creation is crazy. And it goes back to, you wonder, you see this happening in Disney all the time, right? People take these creations that just Walt Disney as a company, and how it's been shifted over the last decade, this molded over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, right? And people are rejecting that, but they're taking this original concept of what Walt Disney created and they're shifting it, and people are so you wonder if that's going to happen with some of these animes now that this has kind of become a little, popped off a little more. Now, I don't know if this is going to make a drastic effect in as far as the viewership in the United States, because I'm sure there's a number of anime viewers who are like, yeah, right on. They're just like this kid who's like, yes, I love you so much. And they're going to agree with them because they're girls, they're powerful women. But I don't know. I like, how does this change? Does it change when she gets fired, or does it change when, she has to have an apprentice or somebody she works with, and they got to be giggling all the way to the bank?
I think it's literally going to change as soon as they run into this. This is the way I see it. Disney is ahead of the game in the agenda injecting game, and anime is coming like in a second. Right now, we have seen that Disney has lost quite a bit of money, and they're scrambling right now. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a time before anime gets to that space where there's rejection and there's pretty much people vote with their wallet, But I think there's still going to be a little bit, because this is not it just happened thing. It's been happening for years, since the 80s. There's been anime that has been censored and modified to fit the political sphere, but it's been one here, one over there. Oh, let's just do the Fox Kids lineup, like Yu-Gi-Oh, a little bit of Pokemon over here, Sailor Moon in this case, but it's been just like the mainstream popular ones with censorship. It hasn't been necessarily like a modifying version that alters the entire story, but there's been censorship and alteration to the work. But to their case, not a lot of the story was necessarily modified, except in Sailor Moon, where there were two lesbians that somehow made them cousins, which I don't know which one's worse at that point. But yeah, it's gonna. I think it's gonna take time, and it's a lot of like voicing the opinion. I think it doesn't hurt to just voice the opinion and demand the studios, to put pressure on the studios to not change the story and voice it like that. Not necessarily like, I don't want like woke stuff. It's just don't change the story, period. Because, the studios, the moment you say woke or something, they're completely going to ignore and invalidate whatever you're saying because, oh, you're just a misogynistic asshole because you use the word woke,
Well, and I think that needs to be really clearly stated, right? If the source material has woke ideology in it, then bring it over to the translation, right? Like, it doesn't matter. The point is that it just needs to be a straight line across, as straight of a line as you can possibly have. Rebound came in, says, Bounding into Comics compiled a localizer vandalism into a single thread on Twitter. Take a look. I think I have this pulled up, and thank you for that. Appreciate that, Rebound. Here's an example of this from Bounding into Comics. Says, in honor of the current reckoning against poor, meme-riddled, politically motivated Japanese to English translations in anime, manga, and video games, allow us to provide proof that such butchering is not rare, but rather the industry norm. Don't believe us, read on. And then it says, the world ends with a Neo, the world ends with you localization changes script into anti-capitalism dialogue line. Then, so the long and short of it is that you can just go down the line. Several of you in the chat have mentioned Skies of Arcadia. This is a game that was in 2000. That just, as Pyro says, Skies of Arcadia, a JRPG that came out in 2000s. The translator said he changed everything. He supposedly got the main story beats, but changed everything else. This has been going on for decades. Even
in some like very recent games, Fire Emblem Engage, the localization changed the verbiage to be non-gendered with your character. Yep, there it is right there. Because in case you didn't want to, even when you pick the female character, for example, they're still not going to use she, her pronouns. They use just gender neutral pronouns for your character that you play as, because that's a current day here in America. And then as well as the Bait and Katos localization for their remaster, there, for example, was a joke in one of the books that you can go up and read it, and it had like a woman in a kitchen joke. Well, on the localization team, while they kept that joke, they made the character reading it say yikes, or to like soften the joke or whatever, to say, oh wow, what a terrible joke. So I mean, this is a bad thing.
It's insane to see. And people say, well, it's just one. Well, it's clearly not. Once again, going back to this, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Go. So, and there's chances are that you guys have watched these, you who are into anime or played games, that this is something that you've come across and you didn't even know it.
Right.
That's the craziest thing about it. So, Ivan, you got anything else on this before we let you go? I know you're with your family and stuff, and you do have your paved roads in Mexico to enjoy. So we want to make sure you can enjoy those.
They're brand new. Look at them.
look at
Very
that.
Nice.
Aren't they beautiful? So, I mean, just to be kind of the middleman, I would say let's remember also that it's not all the voice actors, because there's a lot of voice actors right now that are scared shitless of what's going on, because they just want to do their job, they just want to provide for their families and stuff like that. They don't want to get involved in this like dividing social war or anything, and they don't agree with it. But at the end of the day, it's like, do I either like feed my family or not? And you can make the case of, well, what's more important, your morals or money, but try to put yourself in those shoes, that a lot of them are not agreeing with this. They're really scared. They want to find a way out. But the moment they try to voice anything, they will get shut down, banned, blacklisted, and it's their entire livelihood to waste. Clearly, there's voice actors like this girl over here that want to do it on purpose, that they really want to drive this message, and those are the ones that clearly should be pushed back against. But with that said, I guess this should be an inspirational moment to take Japanese classes, so you don't need translation. That's it.
As going back to the original thing, that was the response in the original tweet. Just learn Japanese. That's all you got to do. Just go learn Japanese, okay? And then all is good.
Yeah. After a year, it's been still like fucking hard. So good luck with it.
Well, Ivan, tell everybody where they can find you, buddy, if they want to follow you on more anime fun stuff.
Okay, well, you can come down on the border. I might be building the wall back again because, it's the political campaign nowadays, just building walls for some reason. Other than that, you can find me on Weaves and Waifus on YouTube. And what else? Yeah.
You tell me.
I don't even know. Yeah, just go to Weaves and Waifus. All the socials should be there. If not, just follow whatever Blabs is doing, and I might pop from once or twice. Why not?
Well, appreciate you hopping on and lending your expertise today, buddy. That's good stuff, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Go eat some tacos. And off he goes. All right, you guys obviously have a lot to say. Make sure you guys stick around in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to talk about how a 13-year-old kid has beat Tetris. But first, let's turn the microphone over to you guys as you guys come in with your super chats and direct donations. Thank you guys very much. Let you know that Austin came in as a brand new member. That puts us at 2 today. Austin, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Alan says, Blabs, go to India and hold them at gunpoint to use a proper toilet. Don't they just poop in the ground? They just like squat?
Something like that. I think
Okay. So I actually know a lot about India because I had a roommate from India, and she told me everything, man. Right. There's like
Dan
there's
had
two
right to
classes.
be
No, I'm kidding. I don't care about how they poop in India. I really don't care.
That wasn't what I was going to go on. Thanks, Craig. There's like 2 different classes. The really poor and the wealthy.
Yes, there's
Okay.
a class system. Lord Spleech says, Ghost Stories is effing amazing. Thank you, Lord Spleech.
I believe, if that's the one I remember correctly, that the voice actors were kind of improv'd that, and they even added slurs and a bunch of just off the wall jokes. It was hilarious, unless I'm confusing that with something else, but I think it was that one.
That's great. Cripplehead came in with a 10, says, I was recently rewatching your talk with Razorfist about buying back Screw Attack to re-release the series. I'm totally down for that. Thanks, Cripplehead. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, I appreciate it. That'd be really, really fun to do. Jack says, because the localizer is an absolute Nimrod that won't be bothered to look into the absolute fascinating lore of Japan, they assume no one else has. There you go. Powder Keg Greg says, my friend and I are working on becoming voice actors. He worked hard, excelled, and started climbing, but got canceled for wrong think by these clowns. It's bad in there. Also, straight hair Melanie. Let's go. Well, hey, don't stop. Make your own thing. Like that's the thing. They make your own cartoon, do your own voice, and just kind of take it, man. Go get it.
I feel like voice actors are terrified to speak out. I mean, it's similar to like gaming industry, and I can attest to that being kind of blacklisted from stuff in the gaming industry. I haven't had a single hosting gig or anything ever since I got canceled, which fortunately I didn't need that. But like with voice actors, they have to. And so I even know, some very popular voice actors that have unpopular, unapproved opinions, and they'll like message me and talk about it sometimes, but they cannot vocalize that or their career is down the drain.
We've said it many, many times. The amount of people that reach out to me and say, hey, man, I agree with everything that you're saying. I just can't say it is astonishing.
Yep.
And these are people who you would like, you recognize, who publicly say the exact opposite.
Yes, that these are some big names too, and like big voice actors or people in the gaming industry, even working for the mainstream. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy to say. So like that's what this entire show is about. There's more of us than there are of them. That's the reality of it. They're just scared. So you can't be scared. You can't be.
Yep.
You cannot. Blab says we got a kick sub. We got a kick sub, Blabs?
Yes, we got from the Cream Nerd who has subscribed to Side Scrollers. They have been subscribed for a total of 3 months.
Let's go. That's great.
We need to get some emotes in there so they can have fun with emotes, because we currently don't have Side Scrollers emotes. We gotta get on that.
Okay. I Am Warwolf came in with the 5, says it's not only anime, but translations and censoring of manga, light novels, and Japan video games. Been happening for decades.
It has, and there's like a lot of actual fans have, especially with manga, have done the localization translations themselves. Obviously, these are on like pirated websites and stuff, but like Attack on Titan, for example, I read that from a fan translation. It was really good. So yeah, a lot of times they're doing better than the official people.
That's the craziest thing about it. Miku says, I pray to God Japanese people are filtering these kinds of Westerners from ever influencing their culture. Don't take the Disney money. Don't do it. Thank you, Miku. I want to let you know that we have actually been sold to Disney. Sorry, guys. Next week, we'll be including our pronouns when we intro the show.
They'll be right
I'll be like,
there.
welcome out to Side Scrollers. I'm Stuttering Craig. He, him.
Mine's Your Majesty.
I saw this video that was like circulating on Twitter of a hair salon that was super woke, and just the consultation felt like a therapy session. First, she's just like, okay, may I touch you? Which, how else are you going to get your hair cut? May I touch you? Okay, these are my pronouns. What are your pronouns? And they're like, oh, these are my pronouns. Okay, are you comfortable? And it this big, huge ordeal. It's so funny. All of the comments were just like, I am so drained watching this. I could not sit through that and actually get my hair cut that way.
I think that's the thing. It's so exhausting. It's so exhausting. And by the way, I'm going to tell you this right now. Have you seen the new, I don't want to dig too much into this, but have you guys seen the Dave Chappelle special on Netflix?
No,
I didn't, but I saw a clip.
Okay,
I saw the Jim Carrey bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about halfway into it.
Mm-hmm.
He goes hard.
He does.
And it is funny.
Yeah.
Like it's old. Like I think so far, I'm only halfway through, but this Chappelle special, about halfway into it, this is like classic Chappelle. Because he's talking about anybody and everything, and his jokes are like 4 or 5 minutes long before you get to the punchline. But man, they are ring dingers, man. They are great. It's good stuff. So I fully encourage everyone to check it out. If you have any sort of sense of humor, you should watch it for sure.
Yeah.
Roland New came and says they kept out certain scenes from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen. That's one of my favorites, and I didn't even know that. That makes me so mad. That's my favorite current anime. Chainsaw Man too. I love that. Oh, and Bleach. I did know about that. In order to censor the anime itself. Oh, see, Bleach had like a transgender character who was a bad guy and a pervert, and so they had to really.
We can't have that.
Yeah.
We cannot have that. Are you kidding me? Richard came in and says it's not just putting woke nonsense into the translations. They're also putting cringy Gen Z lingo like sussy little baka. What?
What?
I don't even know what that means. By the way,
well, baka's like idiot. So sussy, like what is it? What is sussy?
Sussy is suspicious, isn't it?
Okay, I don't know the
so.
Gen Z part. I just know the baka part.
Wasn't there? I thought I saw a tweet that you responded to about there was a Gen Z version of the Bible. Did you see that, Melanie?
Oh, I was tagged in that and I never listened to it yet.
Oh, it's
no.
crazy. It's
Somebody
insane.
did that for Harry Potter. They translate the first few pages in Gen Z, and it's like, oh. Why would you do that? Why are you touching people's work? It's so stupid. Make your own.
My God. Like, I'm going to start this right now. I'm going to let you guys know right now. Gen Z is the failed generation. They're the ones who have failed. It's ultimately the parents of Gen Z who failed them, but ultimately the failure will be Gen Z because they were given no guidance, and it's like they have no idea how the world really works, which is just crazy.
I do agree, but I also say there is some hope with the Gen Z boys. Some of them, there actually is a turnaround, and a lot more of them are kind of. It's because it's natural for kids to rebel against whatever the generation before them was doing, and so a lot more Gen Z boys are conservative versus. Than what you would expect. And I like firsthand saw this myself when I was hanging out with friends. There were a couple Gen Z kids hanging out with us, and we were doing an escape room, and I was just like, I was making some pretty vicious jokes at the Gen Z boys, because I'm just like, oh, Gen Z, you know, they're so soft, they're so like, oh, easily offended, this and that, and they were so based, and I felt awful after. I was like, whoa, I'm sorry, I just expected you to be some like easily offended.
Well, like I said, I don't blame them. I blame their parents.
Right.
I think that's really what it comes down to, you know. Assuming they have both parents.
Oh, I'm not a Gen Z. Apparently between 1997 and 2012. Ha! Someone was like, aren't you a Gen Zer? And I'm like, oh, fucking no. But I'm not.
So you're like a baby millennial. And yeah. I'm an elder millennial.
I was born in 96, so I really just missed it.
Roland New says, if you have to say I'm funny, you're probably not.
Nope.
Absolutely. Mercenary came in and says, it's people like this who justify piracy existing. Commodore came in and says, Dragon Ball Z and Lupin are two of the worst English dubs. Thank you, Commodore fan.
Interesting with the Dragon Ball Z. I know a lot of people love the DBZ dub. Because well, yeah, it depends. Because I know like Goku's voiced by a woman in Japanese, right? And then in the English that's why I think that was it. But some people still love the Goku old woman voice for some reason. Maybe I'm getting this a little confused. I don't know, but that's how I recalled it.
Yeah, guess who has no idea what you're talking about? This guy. That's right.
Well, do you even know what DBZ stands for?
Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, something at least.
Get the hell out of here. Miku came in with the 2, says 4 kids died for this. We got good intros with them. Thank you, Miku. Appreciate that. It's down with Nintendo Treehouse. I don't even know what that's about. I guess that's the localization effort for Nintendo. I know what Nintendo Treehouse is, but I don't know if they did localization. Mercenary came in at the 20. Mercenary says the only time that these people have been able to do a terrible dub. Blabs, go.
Mercenary, $20. The only time that these people have been able to do a terrible dub and everyone liked it was that old Ghost Story dub. And if I remember, these are the same people that voiced in that are complaining about how patriarchy, this, that.
Oh,
I think he tried to like condense it.
If that's some of the same people, that shows just how performative a lot of the virtue signaling is, because that dub for that other one had slurs in it. It had some very
well, isn't Bulma a huge racist? Humor. So like,
yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know, but
she is. I've seen clips of it. It's really hysterical.
Okay, that's funny.
How came in? Speaking of the lady at the panel, says, I love how she calls herself and the women around her powerful, as if a guy going around proclaiming his power wouldn't seem weak as fuck.
Right. Exactly. If you got to say, I'm a powerful woman, you probably aren't. And judging by her Twitter, she looked weak. Weak as heck. Can't take any, or even based off what she was saying. Oh, yep, wrong criticism, wrong. Can't even take criticism. You're not powerful. Period.
You don't mean criticism. You mean unjustified hate.
Oh yes, of course.
Right. Peter says, if I remember, Jamie Marchi was one of the women who accused Vic Mignogna. Yep. That was talked about. Potato Radio says, I am old, and I remember localization was called Japamation, i.e. Yamatoto becoming Star Blazers, or Harmony Gold Robotech. It was seen as hack and unintentionally funny. More things change, more things stay the same. Potato Radio, thank you very much. Appreciate your support. And welcome to the old age. There you go. Mercenary says, watch the Ghost Stories dub and see the hypocrisy.
Yes.
Mercenary. Miku says, they'll call you a xenophobe, but do. They'll call you xenophobe, but do and support this. Thank you, Miku. Appreciate that. It's just the phobes. They're going to throw things out there and hope things stick. Roland says, watch a clip of Ghost Stories or make blabs. Thank you very much. Cesario came in, says, Niche Gamer has a massive article compiling 8+ years of woke vandalism in anime and video games. Okay, we'll definitely look into that. Niche Gamer seems like they have some lot of interesting articles.
They've got some good ones. Mm-hmm.
Trevor says, that's not Mexico. If Breaking Bad has taught us anything, it's that once you cross the border, the entire country has an amber tinted filter. And Sal says, other countries don't have this issue. Yes. This is strictly comes down to the idea that we have things so good in America that we have to complain about these things. Elite Neo says, Jamie Marchi already proved what a see you next Tuesday she is with the part she played in the canceling of Vic Mignogna. Her behavior isn't surprising. Thank you, Elite Neo. Appreciate that. Thank you for censoring yourself for the YouTubes. Andrew became a brand new member. That puts us at 3 for the day. Thank you, Andrew. And Mo came in. Says, give them bread and circuses and they will never revolt. This is how stupid the woke are. They're taking away the circuses and now normies are starting to revolt. They simply cannot win because of this. Thank you, Mo. Appreciate that. Anthony says, biopic on Mickey Mouse as a pedo coming soon. Miku says, stuttering is ableist language. You're fired. Accurate.
Oh.
Ableist. Zim says, guess I have more of a reason to learn Japanese. That and I want to visit Japan. I heard from one of the YouTubers I follow visiting, said it was fun. Yes, Japan is awesome. Japan is great. Mel, have you been to Japan before?
I haven't. I've always wanted to go. One of these days I will.
I've been actually planning on going. We're going to try to go like 2025 with a group of us.
Oh,
it's going to happen.
Fine.
Side Scrollers goes to Japan. Just throwing it out there.
Let's do this. I would be down.
There are goals, which would be great. Matthew says, it's not Gen Z. It was the millennials who failed this world. It was my generation. That's the problem. Matthew, that's very grown up of you to understand. And yes, ultimately it does start from the previous generation. Matthew, appreciate that. Push-ups came in and says, does Gen Z Bible start with Adam and Steve?
That would definitely be the woke Bible.
Chaos came in and says, anyone remember the Funimation DBZ slur leak?
Yes.
No, what was that about?
I can't remember exact. I think it was like a behind the scenes of, or like because the voice actors are filming their dialogue, and you know how there's always in between banter and stuff when you're filming and you got a hot mic type situation, and that's what it was. And I believe, if I remember correctly, this has been a while, he was joking around and saying a slur or some slurs, or I can't remember what it was exactly, but it was hilarious. And that, I'm pretty sure, got the dude canceled.
Oh, Goku called his son an F slur.
My favorite word. Okay.
Jesus. All right. Nice. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. But that's the thing is you have these people. These people are just people, right? They're all just tiptoeing, trying not to get fired. Oh, I don't want to get fired. But it's crazy. Lancelot says, Jamie would never be fired for her actions on the animes she translates because all of Funimation is in lockstep with her on her side. Funimation is not too far from where I live. Actually, I think one of the girls I used to work with me. I think she still works at Funimation, I believe, but I don't know. Maybe she does. I need to check in. Pyro came in and says, it took me a while to get used to Masako Nasawa, Goku's Japan voice actor, but now I prefer him much over Sean, Goku's English voice actor. See, I can read shorthand. Look at that. Thank you, Pyro.
There
Appreciate
you go.
that. I'm good at talking. Commodore says Funimation loved adding in extra lines where there was silence for Dragon Ball Z that had nothing to do with the storyline, change music out and making it worse. Interesting. Seth came in and says, not sure why localizers can't just take criticism on their chin and move on. They think they're the center of the industry when in reality they are glorified cleanup crew. Seth, thank you very much. Yeah, they have it's like you had one job. That's it. That Google can now do. You just point your phone at it, it'll translate it, Google Translate. Disco Cobra came in with the $50 direct donation. Blabs, read it off while I put Disco Cobra on the wall.
Balls! All right. So is Melody Mac getting hyped for the Tomb Raider remasters? When they come out in March or something? I haven't played those games in forever, so this will be a nice refresh. They're going to be on all platforms, right? Not sure.
Yes. So those will be released on February 14th. Ooh. So just a little over a month. We're finally almost there. Remasters that are supposed to be accurate. So we'll see. Speaking of like changes and stuff happening to things, but it's supposed to be accurate. But yeah, awesome. It will be on. It's on. You can pre-order even right now on Steam, Nintendo, like Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. So all
Love
over
that.
Everything, all the things.
You're gonna be playing it, live streaming it when it comes out.
Oh yes, I cannot wait.
Hey, Disco Cobra. Yeah, I know. Disco Cobra. Look at it right there. Let's put you on the wall.
Craig didn't say balls yet.
Balls.
Louder.
Balls. There you go. Thank you, Disco Cobra. Appreciate that greatly. That's spectacular. Daniel came in. Says, I live in Dallas and I know a lot of voice actors, all dumb liberals. I'm so sad for them. Also, Watched with Razer yesterday. New Xbox slated for 26. Researched before I got a second X for giant Christmas discount. Daniel, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's amazing how dumb people are. Cesario came in and says Harmony Gold is one of the big reasons why we don't have more Macross in the US because of Robotech. F Harmony Gold and those copyright trolls. Cesario, I have no idea what you're talking about. Lee Neo says Peter Kalemis, yes, the same guy that voiced Rolf in Ed, and Eddie, was a much better dub Goku than Sean. He emulates Masako Nozawa's style very well. I hope that I'm holding up to whatever I'm saying. I hope it sounds good. But thank you, Elite Neo. Lord Spleech says Metroid will always be better than Tomb Raider. Face reality.
You really gonna compare a Metroidvania like side-scrolling type game to a 3D adventure, unless you're counting Prime, of course, but still they're entirely different. They're both awesome. Come on now.
Yeah, just because they're different doesn't need to be that. Doesn't. Yeah, don't be like that. Austin says Gen Z Bible refers to Mary, Mother of Jesus, as a pick me girl for God. I'm out.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
that's funny.
We'll need to look at that in a little bit, just because that's really funny. We'll get your live reaction. Like,
okay.
Vlad, see if you can find that. That was at Melanie Mack over on. Someone tagged her in it. It showed up on my.
Someone did tag me in it. Yeah.
And Mr. Grant Gregory says, "Hail to the lovely blabbering one and the stuttering man himself. Cannot wait to be back on with you guys very soon, Mr. Grant Gregory.
Next month.
Yep, next month we're going to do an AI roundtable, which would be really, really cool. So, lots of Rumble rants and Director Nations. Once again, we're going to get to the story about the kid beating Tetris in just a minute. So hang tight. Thank you guys very much for your support today. Running on Empty with the 2 says Ivan is completely wrong about Ghost Stories. It did fairly well in Japan, gaining an average 12 to 14% viewership share. The idea of flopping comes from Stephen Foster, who was the dub director. Mercury Falcon has a great video on the falsehoods about it. Thank you, Running on Empty. Abdulio says this localization issue is not just with anime, but pretty much across all Japanese media. It's just both anime and games are hit the hardest since they are the most popular. Followed up with Crunchyroll, Funimation, and many other localizations and dubbing companies are all into the message agenda. So Marchi is probably considered a top employee for her deeds. And then Running on Empty says Disney is already affecting anime. The new Bleach anime is on Disney Plus, and it cuts scenes from overseas. In particular, a villain who is a man disguised as a woman.
Yep.
One of the heroes sees through the disguise, and he smells the semen on him. Okay. Abdulio with the 2 says Goku's current English voice actor is a big drama queen and is really overprotective of his role to the point that he won't attend conventions that feature any of the past Goku actors because he must be the only Goku. He's quite a character. Wow. No
wow. Diva much.
It's crazy. And Dude came in and says, those who claim to be funny are not funny. Thank you, Dude. You are correct. Alma John says, just a heads up. She'll block anyone on this panel once she discovers y'all criticize her. I'm like not even, well, okay, yeah, I am criticizing. What an idiot. Dude says, Funimation has slowly started to infect the subtitles as well. Since Sony bought out Crunchyroll, they have almost a monopoly on getting anime to the West. Never should have moved Sony HQ to California. Is it Soiny like Sony. Got it. We have some more guys. You guys have been great today. Cryptic says Blabs is Gen Z. If I had to be called a millennial from being born in the transition period between X and Y, you cannot escape. Thank you, Cryptic. Kratos, who came in with the 5, says the Shin-Chan dub was pretty good. I think it was similar to Ghost Stories, where they were allowed to put in a bunch of spicy jokes. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kratos. Appreciate that. And Heretic came in as a member for 7 months. It's Happy New Year, everyone. Replaying Metroid Fusion. We'll enjoy that.
Oh, that's such a good game.
All right. Wow. That was a lot of support. Thank you guys very much right there. Let's get to our next story here. By the way, we're at 3 memberships for the day. Our goal is 20. Let's see if we can hit that by the end of the show. All right. Ladies, I can't believe what I'm about to say. Tetris has been beaten. And this is something that I didn't know you could do, first and foremost. But when you hear about it, it makes sense. Because like classic games that involve scoring, you think of like Donkey Kong, you think of Pac-Man. Uh-oh. Goodness, here it comes. Oh God. And then it went away. Sorry.
I hate when that happens.
It was right there.
I hate that.
I thought I was going to like sneeze. Anyways, whatever. So Pac-Man has a kill screen, and apparently Tetris has a kill screen, which has never been gotten before. And it was gotten in the really recently by a 13-year-old wonder kid who burst onto the Tetris scene. This is a young man who has just dominated Tetris. Now, this is 1,500 lines is what you need to get to. What is, Melanie, I'm sure you play Tetris. What is your best level that you've gotten to on Tetris?
I don't even know. It couldn't have been that far. I barely dabbled in Tetris. It's fun. It's like, oh, yay. Okay, on to something else. Let me play more Tomb Raider now.
Right. Blaz, do you ever play Tetris?
I have, but I used to play it on my little Nokia flip phone. I don't know. I used to play for like 30 minutes at a time and then be bored of it. So.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
that's what's me. I'd get bored too fast.
Well, Tetris is a game that many people have not gotten bored. There's a Tetris World Championships. I love Tetris. Tetris is the reason why the Game Boy sold so well back in the day. It was bundled with the original Game Boy, and moms would play it. I remember in particular going over to my buddy Kevin's house, and his mom would be smoking a cigarette, playing Tetris on the Game Boy. That's like all she did all day. She was obsessed with it. Anyways, I guess the pinnacle of Tetris is the NES version, the old school Nintendo version of Tetris. People love that version. My high score, I think I got to like level 11 once, maybe 12, and that was moving so fast. I was like, I don't even know what's happening. But there have been all these interesting maneuvers that people have learned how to do when playing Tetris. Generally, when you play the game, most people play like this. But people have learned that you can actually move faster by doing this like rolling thing on the back of the and it you can like put up like 5 inputs to where you can go all the way over to one side and all the way to the other side based off of your directional input. It's insane. But this is a 13-year-old kid who started this grind, and this is absolutely fascinating. I want to watch the last like 30 seconds of this with you, and at this point, he has over 1,500 lines, and that's kind of where it's at. But I want you to watch how fast these things are dropping. The score is already maxed out. Look at the score up here, maxed out at the top. Level 96. Well, it actually says level 156.
This guy needs to become a streamer and like.
Oh, he is. Yeah,
he's on Kick and Twitch and all that.
Yes, yeah. He did this on stream. So here we go. Check this out. This is what happens.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That is so cute.
That is cute.
Did he just freeze?
He froze.
Did we lose Craig?
Or
I thought he just
like,
paused
really?
and started speaking to us.
So enamored right now.
Like we gotta blow him
I
up
have
for a
to
second.
say, Craig said Gen Z is the worst generation. I believe there's some redemption going on here. I mean, come on.
I'm just gonna. All right.
I know you agree, Craig.
Pop him back. I'll just pop him back. He's still frozen backstage too. That's the best part. Well, that was actually really impressive. I wish I could. I can pull this up.
Okay.
I can save us. Where is it? Where is it? My power went out. Send me the link.
No.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, Craig. All right, hang on. I'm gonna have to I have to text him.
What would
link
we
now.
do without you, Blabs?
Oh my
we
god.
would be having to just improvise singing songs in Indian accents.
Okay, let me bring up
His whole
Tetris.
power went out?
Yeah.
Like the weather isn't even bad here right now. It's like
That's Texas
mostly
life.
sunny.
All right, I got this. Share this tab instead. All right, I have to watch a stupid ad and then I can pull it up.
Okay.
Anyway, Stuttering Craig has logged out. Okay, I can skip this. All right, let's bring this up. Boom. Okay, you can see this, right? All good?
Yes.
Okay, all right, let's... That is freaking fast.
Oh my god! Oh. Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god!
Oh, he's gonna have an asthma attack. Is he okay?
Oh, I know it's like people are like, "Whoa, that's extreme," but this is a world record, is it not?
That's crazy. And you know what? Instead of like he could be doing horrible things outside, instead he's playing a game. Like good for him. But
that's how I feel.
We have Black Craig. Hey, man.
Hey, it's me.
All right, the Netflix version
from the beyond.
That's right. Hey, it's for a modern audience, Craig. Well, my power went out. Like I think it's the second time that's happened on the show, right?
I don't know why.
Yeah, the second time was with you and John Graham, and you guys were talking about the good old days.
Well, well, Blabs, you have a very important job here.
Look at him, he's in the dark.
Yeah, I'm literally in the dark.
This is amazing.
Yeah. So
do you not have windows in your house?
True.
It's noon. Yeah.
Hold on, here we go.
What are you, like Amish? Oh God, there he is.
Hi.
All right, so look, Blabs, you have a very important job.
Yeah, I'm running the show now. I have to hit the end button and everything.
Up the show.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Right.
You don't want me on the show like this, do you?
You can stay if you want. You know, maybe go do Netflix version Craig again. It's fine. There you go.
Yeah, it's like almost horror movie lighting like this. It's like
he's actually part of
like
Steamboat Willie horror game.
Yeah. There.
Hello.
This is better.
All right. Well, Craig, you get to write down timestamps, okay?
I don't have access to any of that.
You don't have a paper and pen?
Well, no.
He's like, what is this? Then boomer talk. All right, that's fine.
Well, I'll just hang out here in the corner on my phone. Sit in the corner with the.
You think about it in the corner and think about what you just did, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the live action Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna come for you, man. Okay. So,
oh my God!
What is that? What is that sound? What was that?
I'm scared.
Ew. It's like ear grape.
So, anyways, look, the Tetris kid though, I just think that's amazing.
It is. I think it's very cool, and it's really sweet that he was all hyperventilating. That's adorable.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get him a puffer though.
I was gonna ask y'all, what is your greatest gaming accomplishment?
Oh, I don't know. I unfortunately haven't completed anything that insane.
We suck.
Beating Devil May Cry 3.
I don't know. Getting 100% on some video games. Castlevania was good.
Not setting a world record in Tetris though.
No, I'm not doing anything like that.
I don't know. The first time I ever played Call of Duty, I had absolutely no idea what was going on, and we won the game. My first time ever playing. Won a round.
I wouldn't call it an accomplishment
There
if you had
you
no idea what
go.
you're doing.
Hey, it is. I'm like, we won, bro. I was playing with Disbrew, Lethal, and Epic Mike, and I was like, okay, and we won.
Way to go, brah.
Bro.
All right. I'm getting tired of holding my phone. Blabs, you gotta take us the rest of the way, okay?
Okay, that's fine. I'll do it.
So make sure you get all those super chats and direct donations and all that fun stuff.
I can't see direct donations.
Okay, well you just then everyone send in your super chats and flood Blabs, make them read them. So
okay,
all
yeah,
right,
I got
hey.
lots of memes too, so it's fine. I got stuff.
Well, y'all enjoy it. I'm gonna bounce, and as soon as I have power again, I'll get back on the computer. Okay.
I mean, gonna watch me and be like, "You fucked up, Chris. You fucked up. You fucked up."
All right, Melanie, we'll see you on Friday. Okay.
All right, see you then.
I'll see you later. Thanks for your support today. Appreciate everybody. Have a great day. See you.
Bye.
Back to the girl power edition.
All right. Let's get through some super chats here real fast. So Shane Bentley came in, gifted 5 memberships. But I don't even know where we're at anymore. I wasn't counting.
That
was
would
Craig's
put us
job.
at like 8, I think.
8, at least 8. All right, so we're at least 8 today. Not bad, not bad, not bad. All right.
Yeah, very good.
Mutant Sand, keeper of Peel's barbecue chips, for member for 8 months. That's a weird name. Happy New Year and keep up the good work. This goes for guests and those that make all this possible. The viewers, thank you. Yes, and shout out to all the viewers. Mwah, we love you long time, and thank you for subscribing. All right, let me see. Boom. Potato Radio for $5 for Craig's power bill so he can get the power turned back on. Grin.
How nice of you. How generous. Craig, which
Steven Nader 1, 2, 3. Craig, which project?
That's hilarious.
Nathan Robinson for $2. The dub for Angel Cop is one of the best things.
Oh,
that's an
okay.
anime, isn't it?
I haven't seen that.
No, neither have I. You know what anime I just saw and like I'm obsessed with? Snow White with the red hair. Did you ever watch it?
No.
Watch it. It's on Crunchyroll. There's 24 episodes. That's it. I love it.
Okay.
Really watch
I'll
it. It's a good rom-com and it's good. It's good.
Oh,
it's
that
wholesome.
sounds good. I haven't watched any like rom-com anime in a long time. I really like Horimiya though. That one's cute. So yeah, that sounds good. I'll check it out.
All right, Celluloid Dream for $1.99 says Dan Vasquez gay. I agree. Celluloid Dream for $1.99. Craig is gay.
Everyone's gay. This is a very inclusive
because
show.
Also Dream is gay. Okay. Thanks, man. All right, let me see. Oh, I don't even know where we left off at Rumble Rants. All right. Let me scroll. There's a lot of you guys here. Let's see. Okay, we saw that from Dude. All right, let me keep scrolling. There's so many of you guys. All right. Okay, Crypto said that. Kratos already said that. We read those. Okay. All right, here we go. Dude, for $1 says there's one more milestone in the NES Tetris to get past all the kill screens and complete level 255 to loop back to level 1. What's crazy is that level 255 is blood red. Is this from personal experience, dude? Do you know that?
Genius.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, I think I'm all caught up there on Kick and Twitch, and there's one more on the tubes. Cesario Japan for $2. Craig managed to start his stream. This is true. He's just a boomer. All right, I have lots of memes to show you guys. Like you guys have been.
All right.
All right. So this is from Dr. Dogwater TV. Thanks, man.
I'm a super easy guy to please. There's only 2 things I expect from women.
Hold on, pause. Blab.
Should this be a Rumble conversation?
No.
Let's guess what they are.
Yes, yeah. What are the 2 things that Dan expects from a woman?
Sex and sandwiches. It's true.
That they don't move to India.
Bro. Yeah. Is that it? Yeah, that was it. All right. We're gonna go on to the next one. So Extra Zero says the real reason Dan was having dreams about me moving to India was that he wanted me to make her a sandwich. This is true. New Delhi, my favorite deli.
That's hilarious.
What sandwich do you want, Dan? If you're still here, I'll make it. We'll see. Intellectual Christian says, can a machine understand nuance and context and culture well enough to not butcher it? Kin localizers.
Oh,
it's true.
Oh, touche.
Mm-hmm. And then here we go. Craig explaining the leap year really broke me. Oh, apparently I'm broken.
This year we have the leap year. So we have February 29th this year. And it'll push Christmas to Wednesday, which is weird.
I'm
I don't know,
afraid.
because that's Animal Crossing music, so you might
That's
be
the
safe.
Nintendo Wii theme.
Oh, it is. You're right. You're right.
Skip it.
Yeah,
You're right.
we're gonna play it on mute, I guess.
Okay, there we go.
No, we can't hear it. Sorry, Extra Zero. Listen, Extra Zero's gonna send
moment.
it to me on Instagram.
I know, it's so
I'll
funny.
post it on Instagram.
I didn't even question it. It's like, oh yeah, turn it down. And you think just the music's gonna turn it down.
Yeah, everything just goes down. I'm like, oh, no, we can't hear him. Kratos says, you sit for no one except for Frodo, which apparently is Melanie Craig now. All right. You guys are the shorties.
Funny.
All right, I think we're all caught up with me. Oh, nope, there he is. Who are the Amish?
Incredible. Incredible.
All right, and that is it. But we did need to see this. Apparently, might be what you were looking for. So you want to read this out?
Okay, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. That's normal. Okay, God thought the world was so fire. Oh, here's the Gen Z. God thought the world was so fire, he ghosted his literal son so all of his hashtag followers would low-key live forever. Gen Z gotta ruin everything.
There's another one.
Okay, here we go. So the original, you are altogether beautiful, my love. There is no flaw in you. Gen Z translation, you're looking like a snack, girl. There is nothing wrong with you.
Yes.
That's
hilarious.
hilarious.
No cap. So I guess that's what the Gen Z Bible talk is.
Wow.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so we have a couple more super chats to get through. Cesaro Japan. Craig managed to start his stream. Didn't I just read that? I think I did. But thank you.
So.
All right. Roland New for $1.99. Still positioning for a Ghost Stories clip.
Oh, see, I wouldn't risk trying to play a Ghost Stories clip on stream right now. You might get demonetized.
All right, Junior for $5. I hope Craig gets electricity and hopefully 2024 gets better for him.
Already
die
off
though,
to a
guys.
Start. Yeah, everything's fine, you know? And thankfully that happened at the end of the show.
Yeah, okay, hang on a second. We got one more Rumble Rant from Kratos for $5. Blabs, I guess I need to explain the meme. You're the only one sitting, Mel and Craig are standing. Oh, well, I understood that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Mel, what's going on with you? What do you got?
All right, you guys can find me on YouTube at Melanie Mac Go Boom for my social commentary stuff, and then Bible Time with Melanie Mac. I'm back to uploads today. I've been on a big holiday vacation, so back to uploads today. I'm excited.
And you guys can find all of Melanie's links in the description below. Same with me, and we will see you tomorrow with Adam and Flawed and Craig if, he gets power back. I don't know. He's Boomer Craig. He's Amish Craig. Listen, everyone, do me a favor. Tweet Craig. Just write down hashtag Amish Craig. Thank you. That's all. That's all I'm asking.
There we go.
All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow. I'm going to end the stream. I get to do the fatality live.
Oh.
Look, guys. Ready? I got to do it. Fatality. All right. Bye, everybody.